Take back, take back, take back, take back. Give me that. Take back, take back. Give me that. Take back, take back, take back. I want it all. Take back.
I want to welcome everybody to Taking Back the Streets. I'm your man Erskine. Got the street team in the building. My man Tyler, Lisi, and the man that makes everybody bald-headed jealous because he stays with a crisp hairline, DJ Gualo. And we got another hot topic for y'all today. We got a real hot topic. So today we're talking about torn between two worlds, the secret lives of teenagers. You know, they live in one way in their house, but when they get to school, around their friends, they live in a whole nother life. So I want to jump into it right quick just to get y'all's opinion on the topic before we get into the videos. What y'all think about the topic today? Lisa.
I think, well, I mean, it's about immaturity, being mature or immature with me, because now that I'm, like, mature, I know that I can just act how I act around my family and my friends because, I mean, you want to do certain stuff with your friends because you think your parents don't, like, want to see it, but now I'm just like, whatever. I'm thinking about school and jobs and life, not like cussing and trying to get out this cuss word with my friends because I know I can't say it with my mama.
Okay. What about you, Gualo?
I feel like I act the same around my friends and my parents. But I always say that, though. So
yeah, he's trying to act like he doesn't have that secret life.
I mean, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Tyler, what about you, brother?
I think it's just a matter of acting like you got some sense when you're around grown people. Because, like, with me, since I'm a pastor kid and stuff, especially if I'm at church, people are always looking at me, waiting for me to do something. So I really just sit down somewhere because someone was going to say something about me, going to have something to say. So I just say to myself.
Okay, so you said act like you got some sense around grown folks. So when you're not around grown folks, you ain't got to act like you got sense.
I mean, I don't really do anything.
Okay.
I think when you're around your friends, you can kind of act crazy because everybody acting crazy. You might as well just go ahead and get it out.
You gotta have fun somehow.
What about on the internet? Is it safe to act crazy on the internet or, you know, Facebook and Twitter and all of that?
That's way too. Sometimes, like, when I go out, somebody might have, like, a drink right here and a drink right here. But if I'm not drinking, people don't know that. They might see, you know, me having fun, acting crazy with my friends, and they got a cup, and I'm like, oh, no, I can't put this video or this picture up because they're going to think I'm doing the same thing that they're doing.
Well, we said all that. We're going to go ahead and show the first video. Now, this video that we're showing, today's video is so good that we're actually showing the same video on both segments. We're just going to break it up. And it's kind of controversial, but we're going to get some good conversation out of it. It's about the whole Trayvon Martin issue and the life he was living on Facebook and Twitter and things, and then the life that we saw in the media after the whole incident took place. So we're going to go ahead and roll the video, and we're going to talk about it right after this.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Afterburner. I'm Bill Woodall. The NAACP compared the Trayvon Martin shooting to the lynching of Emmett Till in 1955, two young black men on their way to buy some candy being murdered for the crime of being black. Sirius XM radio host Joe Madison called the Martin shooting nothing more than a modern-day lynching. Well, he was right about that. An innocent person was tied to a tree, kind of a tree anyway, and destroyed before he could be tried, before any evidence was in. That's exactly what happened. Now, this People magazine cover summed up the case that got the guilty verdict against George Zimmerman. Because the trial isn't important, the world found him guilty. A poor black child murdered in cold blood on the way to the 7-Eleven to buy some candy. Get a good look at this magazine cover. Really soak it in, because stories and covers like this one are evidence of one of two things on the part of the media, either criminal fraud or criminal negligence. Now, I'm not here to retry this case, but I am here to skim, and I mean skim, the volumes of credible material, often in Trayvon Martin's own words, that every major news organization simply ignored in order to tell this story.
Wow. So as you see, that was a pretty powerful the first part of the video. And now let me get this out here first. We're not trying to justify the killing of Trayvon Martin, because I don't think anything that can be shown on this video will say whether it was right to kill Trayvon Martin. However, do you guys think that the personal life that he was living, as he just described, did that affect the trial of George Zimmerman?
I think it did, because all they were doing when he got in the case was trying to paint him in the light of looking like a thug. And once you do that, white people don't like you anymore. So they basically won the case when that happened. I don't really think Zimmerman was on trial. Really, like Trayvon was on trial.
And I feel like they just kind of made, like, they did so much research that they kind of started to see a trend and just put something together. You know, there might have been the truth about him, you know, doing whatever. I mean, with the drink and stuff, but
it doesn't just.
They can't prove it.
Yeah.
And if it was true, that still has nothing to do with him being killed. I mean, he was still killed, you know, for a reason that had nothing to do.
They're just trying to make him seem like he was a bad person and he was up to something, but that has nothing to do with, like, you know, lean and all that other stuff. But I just feel like they're trying to justify what Zimmerman did, but it still was a justification for them to try to act like he was just a bad black boy.
But do y'all see how it's painting two different pictures? Because when we first got the story, they tried to portray him as this innocent kid who, you know, was just going to the store one night and was being picked on by Zimmerman. But now, after going back to his Facebook post, he was talking about a fight that he wasn't finished with, and he gonna whoop somebody because they weren't bleeding enough, and he's throwing his middle fingers up and all that. So do you see how what you do in the dark gonna come to the light, and then you're putting all this stuff out for it's called the World Wide Web. So whether you think you're just putting it on there for you and your friends, I mean, the world sees it, and I mean, when something bad like this happens, they're gonna go back. I mean, that's part of, you know, the trial. They have to go back and, you know, investigate things like this. So do you see how your personal life does actually sneak into your public life?
I mean, it does, but still, I'm holding on to it, that it has nothing to do with. I mean, they just wanted to make Trayvon Martin look bad. They wanted to make it seem like, oh, he deserved this. He got what what was coming to him. I mean, it happened, but I feel like those pictures that showing that he wasn't as innocent as people thought don't justify that he deserved to be killed.
What you think, Tyler?
I don't really have nothing else to say about it, because every time I see someone talk about him, it's always two different stories. Pretty much everybody in the media really lies to make themselves look good, so I don't really ever listen to this stuff. I
think Instagram, Twitter, all this other stuff, it's not the fact, well, sometimes it's not the fact that it's like a secret life or it's like something in public, but I just feel like the media is going to try to find bad things about, I'm not saying always find bad things about African Americans, but I think some people were just trying to justify Zimmerman, but some people still are on Trayvon's side too. So I'm pretty sure they found things about Zimmerman too.
Right. Okay, well, we're going to dig back into it right after this commercial. DJ Gualo done got up. He's going to take us out. But we're going to dig into a little bit more of this video because we're going to, investigate a little bit more. Right back after this commercial break.
Can I be a good example to the young children that are looking up to me? Can I live up to the standards of the great men that are around me? Can I really protect those that have already been hurt so much? No, I can't. But God can. And that's why I follow him. One Accord Ministries. Every soul counts. Every life matters.
Welcome back to Taking Back the Streets. We're still talking about being torn between two worlds and the secret lives of teenagers. Well, not just teenagers, just people in general, and the effects that it has. And I think we're just going to go back straight into the video because I think it's going to dig deeper into a lot of more conversation. So we're going to play the second part of the video and jump right back into the conversation right after this.
And then things start to get even more serious because a search of Trayvon's locker at school revealed a burglary tool and several pieces of stolen property, including jewelry. Incredibly, well.
All right, so y'all saw the video. So I want to ask y'all a quick question. How much influence or impact should your past have? Like when you get into a situation, should people constantly go back to your past and bring that up in this current situation?
Well, I feel like they shouldn't, but you know that they always will, because they're gonna be trying to trace things. They're gonna try to trace and see if they see a trend and see if this was actually something that this person would do. So if you go back and look at someone's past and everything adds up, it's a possibility. It won't be any proof. It'll just be, evidence that, this person could have done this.
I think they should sometimes. Like how you said, it might lead up to other stuff. It might be a trend. But, I mean, like, what if I did something and I did a lot and I, like, changed, but something else happened and I kind of, like, reacted in that way, but I'm still not that person. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't really know how to. I'm saying people can change, and if something happens and it's kind of like close to it, they'll try to tie that with it, but sometimes it's not always the case.
Right. What you think about that, Ty?
Well, it's going to happen. People are always going to try to look through your past or something and try to find something to help what they say. But like I said, this is the media. They're going to change everything. Because like some I read, it was like he had good grades and he kept this GPA. And then something else I read, it was like he never did any work and he was always getting in trouble. So they're going to change anything to make it seem like they right.
So why not do the positive things or post positive things in order to for people to tell you, like they say it to me all the time, well, Irk, I remember when you used to do this or you used to do that, but now you, so instead of giving them something to feed on because if he was used to do this, then he wouldn't be doing it no more. You know what I'm saying? So why constantly or continuously put the negative post on there, or you can make some fire lean or whatever that is?
I mean, I think, when he put it on there, he never would have guessed it would have went global.
Right.
So.
But it is the World Wide Web.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but people don't realize that, I don't even type in www when I type in website anymore.
Just Facebook.
It's just, because it just pops up. So, like, people, it's already in their head that, they know it's World Wide Web, but they don't realize.
You're so used to it. You're so used to seeing your friends and used to, like, not thinking that everybody can look at it just because your stuff is private or something. But somebody has a way to, like, get into your stuff. And I bet he wouldn't even, like he said, he wouldn't know that it'll, like, make it that far. But they, like, changed the whole, not the trial, but like, since it's over now, but it's changing the way, like, people look at the trial because he put the stuff on there. If he didn't put the stuff on there, some people will probably think he's still, like, the innocent kid. And I still think, he's innocent, but I feel like the stuff that he just did, like, he probably did go to the store to get, to make some lean. But at the end of the day, he's probably went to the store just to get some Skittles and tea. We really don't know.
Yeah, like we said, we're not trying. You was going to say something?
Yeah, they kept trying to show the thing where they're trying to make you realize they wasn't defenseless with Zimmerman bleeding in the back of the head and stuff. And I think when Zimmerman followed him and pursued him and stuff, I didn't think he realized Trayvon could throw them hands.
He probably did not realize Trayvon could throw them hands.
He thought he was just some defenseless little kid, and he got whipped and tried to seem like he was just sitting there yelling help. No, you wasn't yelling help. You just couldn't do nothing. If you getting your head slammed against the ground, you're not going to be able to yell help. It's going to sound like, so you can't yell anything.
I definitely agree with that. I can't say I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the media and Instagram, Twitter, all of it put together, it's just, you got to watch what you do because you never know what'll happen.
Yeah, I don't think the media can turn that negative on you if you don't incriminate yourself, though. Like, if you put it out there, if something happens, I mean, it's going to be put out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you incriminate yourself by putting these things on there. You know what I'm saying? So, but we got to get ready to wrap this segment up. We're going to, I guess we can talk about this a little bit more on the next segment. Gualo going to take us out, but we definitely got, the next segment definitely got something I want to talk about because I think it was by far wrong on so many levels, but I want to get y'all's opinion too. Right back after this commercial, taking back the streets.
We're taking it back. We're taking it back.